Hello, hello. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday afternoon. I love that. I love that. Friday afternoon for me means that I made it through a whole nother week. And then the weekend's coming. The weekend doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's just kind of like a bookmark of you did it. You accomplished something. That's how I feel. It's Friday. Hi, Miss Karen Chase, honey. It was so good to talk to you today. That felt good. It was too long, way too long, girl. We have to, stay in touch more. We're busy. It's the summer. We have lives, but girl, you're my friend. We need to stay in touch. So of course, I was 5 minutes late. That's a thing with me. And I didn't take into account that the high schoolers were back at school. So I went my usual route, to go to the post office and then grab a boba thing and some quick bite for lunch. And I went past the high school right as they were letting out of school. There was like hundreds of kids just crossing the sidewalk. And I was just like, well, I give. I can't run over them. It's going to be late. My internet just did a blip. It's been very good about not doing that very often at my dad's anymore, but sometimes I don't know. It's like it's rebooting itself. So for anyone who doesn't know me, because it happens, or has seen me but hasn't been to my channel, my name is Lucinda. And I have been reselling vintage for just about a year now on YouTube. But I have been reselling vintage and otherwise and supporting my husband in the 80s in selling vintage toys and lunch boxes, cutting edge. People would buy from New York. I mean, all over the country, they knew about that store and would ask for photos like sent through the mail or come specifically to buy these really good intact metal lunch boxes. I mean, it was crazy. It was so much fun. So I've been in this game for a long time. In the 70s, I sold at the flea market with my mom. And I mean, so I love it. This is my deal. And recently, I have been moving back into one of my biggest passions, which is vintage costume jewelry and some contemporary, either vintage inspired or just like semi precious or really nice artisan work or just something fun. Just something fun. But mostly vintage, mostly costume. And sometimes I have a few gems, and other times I have kind of middle of the road. But I love it. I enjoy it. And my Fridays are casual show and tell, have a good time. And I love that even more. I get to hang out with my friends, let everything just kind of blow back over here, relax, and have a good time. So I invoice through PayPal, like everyone. PayPal's made it easy now. You can check out as a guest. You can use your checking account. You can use credit cards. You can use a debit card. You can do a one-time thing. I mean, they've made it really easy. And I use pirate ship, but I'm seriously going to be looking into this next round of shipping using PayPal's shipping feature because it's the same 1/3 discount from just going into USPS bulk, because they're a bulk, what would you call it? A bulk corporation that ships for PayPal. So then everything would be in one place instead of me going into two different places. So I'm going to look into that. This is the first day of the new 2 weeks that I hold boxes. So I invoice every 2 weeks. And what does that do? That saves me time in invoicing and figuring out shipping. It also saves you money because you get to build a box. And vintage jewelry, which is what I'll be selling today, weighs very little. And so it's smaller boxes in general and very lightweight with multiple items. So in 2 weeks, I will be invoicing. You were to buy something today and you wanted it right away because it's going to be a gift, or you want to wear it to a show, or maybe your kids or grandkids are starting back to school, you want to give them something, then you need to send me an email and say, I want that right away. Bill me for the whole thing with shipping. Don't wait 2 weeks. And I'll do that. I'm good with that. I can get that out within 2 days. What else? It's a nice day here. It's not super hot. It's actually just like maybe 74 with a light breeze off the bay. And I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's where I ship from, California. So that's nice. And tomorrow, I and my buddy, Karen Chasing Vintage over there, are selling with Trisha on her channel, Sandy and Auto, from 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to about midnight. Yeah, it's a thing. We did it. We all did it together in like the end of June, and then I could not be available in July, but Karen was there with Trisha, and now, as Karen said, the three amigos are doing it again tomorrow night. So Miss Karen Chasing Vintage, you're a mod. Can you drop her link for us? I mean, I could go find it, but if you could do that, I would love it. Yes, I would. So the way that this sale works is I do, you guys, I have jewelry coming out of my ears. I wear a lot every day, all the time, always have. But then how much I have to sell and how much I just keep picking up and investing in to make sure that I have so much to pick from, I have a lot. So I just grab a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't shown ever, or at least for 3 or 4 weeks if I think it's a really cool piece. And then I pick it up, I show it. Thank you, Karen. I pick it up, I show it, and after I talk about it for a little bit and help you learn, and I get a feel, and I see if there's a name, and I throw out a price, starting bid. And if you're interested, then you put the starting bid price in the chat. And if you're not, we move on. Okay, I generally, unless no one's here or it's just one of those days where jewelry isn't a thing someone's interested in, I generally sell. Thank you, Karen. So that's where we're going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be fun. Thank you. What was I going to say? Oh, and I generally go for about 3 hours, unless it's just not a day for jewelry. People aren't interested. I'll close early, and that's okay. Oh, and it's always helpful for me if someone is here and they're looking for a particular type of vintage jewelry item, We are, Karen. I can't wait to see what you're bringing, girl. It's always good and good prices. If you're here, you're looking for a brooch, you're looking for Victorian, you're looking for plastic, you're looking for bangle, put it in the chat and I will try to accommodate you. Okay. I also don't do recaps. I actually never do recaps, but I particularly am not going to do them on Friday because this is a time for me to have fun. So I think that's everything I need to say. I can see I have a few people in the room, and hello to everyone in the lounge. Oh. Okay, so let me start with something that would be good. I think I'm actually going to start with what I consider a pretty banging item. This is, I've had this in my boxes of vintage jewelry from when I used to sell on eBay in the early 2000s. They'd only been around for about a year, and you literally had to send checks back and forth to purchase things. It was a huge kind of faith thing. And I have just loved on this. Okay, that is so if Sandra. Hi, Miss Sandra. I hope you're doing well. I just put your box at the post office. So we're starting over with 2 weeks today. I just dropped it off. And thankfully, Pirate Ship came up with a much easier form for Canada. The first time it was so crazy complicated. Okay, so I want to start out with this. And so I'm attached to this, but I'm also haven't worn it in a long time, and it's been in the box. So here is the back. It's this really nice filigree work. I'm pretty sure that this is brass with a little electric gold plating flash that was done over it when it was originally made. You can see that the pin does stick out. What side am I on? Over here, beyond the clasp, but not, way over here. It has only these two places where there are more. I found many different varieties of this particular one. So this is a maker. This is from the 1910s, 1920s. But I could not find anyone who said the maker. So I believe these were where they put it on mold and filled it in, right? As opposed to an artisan piece where they would do all the filigree work themselves. So that's the back. Let me show you the front. And it is a more coral orange, like what's in my fingers. And the funny thing is, I go back and watch my videos to learn from my behaviors and what I'm saying and how things are showing. Often I think the color is all wrong. And in fact, it shows up on YouTube perfectly, just not on my screen. So these are all hand-carved celluloid carnelian look roses. You can see the 4 leaves here. It is raised. Now you saw from the back that there's no kind of riveting or anything to hold these on. So these were all, as far as I can make out, glued on or pressed on in some kind of way where, 110, 120 years later, they have not come off. So I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon. This is like I said, there's many of these. It was very popular in the 20s. So it's somewhat mass produced, and you can see right over here, that little bit of green. That's because that's what I was talking about, the brass or perhaps copper, but it's very, very light. So, well, if it's very, very light, it could more be copper, but you know, I'm not an expert in that and I don't polish things. But that's where the like flash plating is wearing off. I'll give you the measurements after I put in a starting bid. Let me get my caps lock on. Oops. What I am. Hi, R&R Cyber Picker. I don't know you, but welcome in. I'm glad to get to know you. I'm glad to get to know you. So I'm going to start this at 29. Where are you from, R&R? What state? Or what country? Or what country? So this is going to be a starting bid of 29. It is right at the end of that, you know, or beginning of the art. Okay, so forgive me, y'all. I know 85%, and then other things, my brain gets scrambled. Was it the arts and crafts or the Art Deco movement that came first? I feel that it was the arts and crafts. So what was the period in the 20s? I should know these things, but I forget. So let me tell you how big it is. It's big, and it's really gorgeous. And there is no maker name. I couldn't find it anywhere. I wish that there was. Yeah, this is one of those that I kept in a box after I wore it for a long time. 2 3/4 inches wide across. It's across in length. 2 3/4 length. Let's do it that way. And 2 inches wide. 2 inches wide. So it's a very substantial piece. Muppets, go get some coffee and come back. That would be fantastic. So think about it. It's interesting on this screen, unless, again, YouTube often shows better than what I'm trying to do. And I don't know why. But I got to turn off my thermal printer. Trying. It looks like almost all of that gold tone color is worn off from what I see on my screen, but that's actually not true. So you see the back and all the coloring? Yeah. So on the front, there you go. If I hold it like that, there's still quite a bit of it. And even without it, it's just so gorgeous. So that is maybe my third in your show in Philippines. Oh, so I'm so sorry if I don't remember you. That's terrible. You're in the Philippines. Are you acquainted? This is so dumb, but I'm just wondering if you know a person that is in the chats a lot in another group I'm in, Phil. And actually, I think maybe she's in Australia. She's not in the Philippines, so never mind. Anyway, moving on. I'm glad you're here. I will put this aside, and if anyone changes their mind, so Coleman, here I am talking about Phil and realizing I'm a total idiot. And if you pop in, bless your heart, Sarah Lee Coleman. I'm just like, what? Okay, she's not in your chat. She's in the other Sarah, but it doesn't matter. Yes, she is. Okay, I'm confused. but that's all right. I'm going to get over it. Arts and crafts movement was first. Yeah, Virginia Woolf. That's a whole thing. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, well, I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you. Okay, I'm putting this aside. I don't do recaps. So, again, if someone comes in late or you change your mind, let me know. Let me know. I'm going to put this over here and try to keep that separate. What should I do? Okay, I'm going to bring another really nice piece for Doug Vintage Boutique. Is that our Doug? Because is he in California? I don't think it's the same Doug. That's Doug K. Oh, yeah. Nice. It's really good to make your acquaintance. Thank you for saying all that. It's very good to make your acquaintance. So this is a really lovely, yeah, different Doug. Yep. This is a really lovely early 1950s, late 30s copper bracelet. And it is really showing its green patina that's been building. And in fact, it has so much of the green patina that I really lean towards more the 30s because it's just so much. This is another fabulous piece I've had sitting in a box for a long time. We've talked about this type of findings and how they connect. In this one, they went out of their way to actually even create it such that there's the circles, not just plain pressed together so that it can be articulated in movement findings, but they took the extra step and made it fancy with the impressed circles. I'm very impressed with that. It is not a signed Renoir. It is not Matisse. Matisse would have copper and color, generally speaking. But it is made in the likeness of that. These were so popular late 30s, early 50s. And we've talked about this before as well. The black background is a deliberate kind of, some kind of, I call it an acid wash, but that's not right. But it's done on purpose so that the leaves, in this case, these are leaves, pop even more. This is just stunning. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves, six leaves. It is a crimp close clasp. Like I said, no maker. No maker. And even that is getting really tarnished. So this just, it's beautiful. Let me show you it on. Y'all know me in copper. I love copper. It fits my wrist with just a little bit of room. So I'm going to give you a measurement. I do not have a bracelet measure. I need to get that. But so that means it's small. It's small. My wrists are small. It's really gorgeous if you love that copper. So I'm going to put in its starting bid. The Bloomsbury Group. You know what, Sarah Lee? I wonder if, because I've watched, this is going to start at 28. I have watched the hours with her book and all the different women, the 2 different women, and the gentleman, and it was like back then, and then the modern take off the hours. And I loved it, and I've watched it numerous times. And I would be really interested if there was a book about the Bloomberry Group. So I'm going to write that down. Or a movie, like a documentary. Do you know of anything like that? Sorry, y'all. I get distracted. This is my Friday. I get to play, so I'm curious. So I'm asking, because I mean, when is the next time I'm going to get to ask about that? It is 7 inches long, and with the clasp, you could throw in another 1/4 of an inch, and that's all the way long. That's not the opening diameter. So if you broke that down, that's like your standard 3.5 inches. But it's a good one. It's a really good one. And I love the copper. You all know I do. And I love the articulation. So I'm going to put it aside. There are so many books. There are so many books of every different type. I used to be a very avid reader. And as I've gotten older, I don't read. I still read. I still gather information. But just enjoying that good kind of like fiction or nonfiction book. It's been a while. Okay. So I don't do recaps, and I'm not tracking the prices. But I'll have a basic idea in my head if someone comes in later and wants to buy. Let's see. I want to keep you all entertained today. Muppets, you got your coffee? I have a Thai iced tea, lychee, mango popping, dark brown, cream crown, boba, slushy. Okay. These are beautiful. These are beautiful. And I wish there was a maker. Even just Japan. But no. So I don't know. Wait a minute. I don't think that's a maker. Yeah. Yum. Karen, that sounds good. Yeah, I can see why you're obsessed, Sarah. It's very, very interesting. So I don't think that's a maker. I think that's just the closure. Okay, so what in the heck am I talking about? Y'all are like, what is she talking about? Get on with it. I don't blame you. These are so much fun. This is a pair of clip-on earrings. And let me show you just one. They are on here with the jump rings, the findings, in such a way that they move. These are cherry red beads. There you go. Cherry red are glass beads, old glass beads. These, at first I thought, well, maybe these are some kind of faux pearl, or maybe these are glass as well. They're gold tone, but they are, as far as I can figure out, I think they're plastic, and I think they're hollow, but they could be metal, but I think they're plastic. But these are they're so much fun. Let me show you the back. I think they're from the 50s, and they could be earlier. They really honestly could be earlier. And I'm basing that on, again, the fact that these are red glass. I'm going to go with very likely the type of beads I used to buy at this antique place that only sold antique beads and lace that still exists to this day here in Berkeley. That they might be Czech. They might be Czech glass, but I can't prove that. And this kind of little filigree that then they hung the pieces on, it screams kind of fancier, kind of older, but it could be 50s, it could be 60s. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the red and 3 of the gold. And they're done really well. And look, let's see if I can do this. Look how pretty they are. So we'll leave that there and put in a starting bid of, whoa, that didn't work very well. 17. Earthbound. Hey, darling, how are you? How's it going? It's Friday. It's Friday. I like Friday. I like Friday. Oh, your birthday is in 8 days? I didn't know that. Okay, now I need to make a note of that. I just sent out your box, Earthbound. Today or a couple of days ago. I can't remember. Birthday. I wish I would have known. I'll figure something out. They do look Christmassy. I promise you, the reason why, even though these are just clip-on, that they are at 17 is literally because of these incredible red glass beads. And the way that they're worked onto they're older and they're beautiful. And I think they're very unique. There is no maker that bums me out, but someone should take a screenshot and do a Google search and see if you can find anything about them. At first, when I pulled them out, I thought these red beads were plastic. And I was like, well, that's fun. Maybe $10, but no. They're really pretty. Oh, that would look good with my shirt. Dum 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 dum. Okay. Yeah, but Earthbound, so I'm going to move on from that. If I had known your birthday was coming up, I would have put a birthday present in your box. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be, like I was when I was younger and have put in my iPhone calendar. I do have a wall calendar. Yes, I do. But put in my iPhone calendar everyone's birthdays. Okay, so we're going to pass on that. I have a lot of fun stuff, y'all. I just don't. Okay, let me bring something a little more contemporary and see what y'all think about that. Yeah, Muppets. It does. Actually, it would work really well, but so we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I wonder, where'd they go? I just want to, I'm wondering. Yeah, you know what? The clip mechanism could be cut off with a sharp pair of needle nose pliers. And then you could put a gold, like these, wire ear hanger instead. Yeah, easy. That could happen. And they're not heavy. Okay, so this, I'm just going to go ahead and put the starting bid in of 20. starting bid of 20. I think this is gorgeous. I brought it, I think, once before, a little while back, and I, didn't get any bites. And so what I did this time is I added a sterling silver 925 coated chain. Okay, I believe it's coated. Well, it just says 925. That's on the clasp. They advertise them as pure sterling silver. And, they likely are. But even if they are, these chains I buy so that I can put pendants on them in a couple different patterns. This is like I think this is the herringbone. No, that's not right. No, it's not. It's just a box chain. They're inexpensive. They're not high quality, and that it makes it affordable for me to be able to put things on a chain, and then later you can swap it out if you find something better or not, because it makes them wearable. So this is the back. What do y'all think it is? It's encased in sterling silver. I saw something, so I'm making sure that that's true. Yeah. Okay, it's encased in sterling silver. It has a quality. Well, it's a sterling silver. Here's the front. I think it's gorgeous. And there's nothing on the back, so the light comes through. I think it's beautiful. This is sterling silver, the pendant hanging, but it's not as good a quality as it could be. And I say that because it's very hard to show you. It squeezes together, so there's an opening, which means, potentially, if you were really wanted to, you could take this ring off and put a different ring on it to hang your pendant, but I wouldn't bother. And it is thick. It is a good quality, so it's not going to come undone. It's just not, a closed soldered piece. I think this is really pretty. I think $20 with the chain. So, I buy the chains in bulk, but it still costs me a little more than you might think. And I put it on. Now, if someone is interested in this without the chain, I would only drop it to 18. And the chains actually cost me more than that. So I see Sandra. Yeah, it's a ammonite. Is it opalized? Okay, now R&R. This is where I really love Fridays, and I encourage this in my chat. I don't know what that means, but I would love to know what that means. So what does that mean? Please and thank you. Opalized. What does it mean? See, when I look at this, I'm just learning my, what semi-precious stones are in what, and all the different minerals that are out there now. That was not a thing even in the, early 2000s as much as it is now, because all the semi-precious and precious stones are so mined out and take or cost a lot more money to get. So I'm learning all the stones and mostly the minerals now. I'm going to buy a tester. So what is opalized? R&R, cyber picker. What does that mean? Here's the front. It's definitely older. They're all fossils, and then that's the back. Okay. That's what I thought you meant, but I just wanted to be sure. So, well, that's a really fascinating question. think so. It's got the, it doesn't do anything under a black light. I don't see any splashes of light. It does have the white in each little part of the shell on the front where they cut it. But yeah, I don't think so. But thank you for the info. Mostly the other dome side. Okay. Once again. Oh, it is. It is opalized. You have really good eyes. It is opalized. So I'm assuming that means it's worth more. And I'm learning as I go. And so that means if no one comes in at 21 or higher, and I'm about to do fair warning and last call, that Sandra gets a good deal. There's not heavy opalizing on it, but indeed there is. I do not know if you're going to see it or not, but there's some flashes of red right around this, right around this part. And there may be more if I was out in the sun. Good call. Yes. Right. Well, that happens. So I'm going to say fair warning. It happens as I'm learning. I sold a Hollycraft bracelet for $26. And I knew in my mind, I was like, wait, Hollycraft, wait, something. But, you know, and then I looked it up after I sold it. And I was like, oh, my God, that's like a $200 to $300 bracelet. Muppets, honey, do you want to? Muppets, I would love it if you would like to help me, but I never ask anyone. So if you would like to, I would adore it. So, like I said, and if you want to, we can do a going 1, going 2, going 3, and sold to Sandra because I don't see anyone coming in at higher. This is really nice, Sandra. And you know, it's the, I didn't even tell anyone how long it is. Good Lord. Welcome to Friday on my channel, y'all. Friday on my channel. 7. It's 12-inch long, 24-inch around, and the slightly opalized ammonite is 1.5-inch drop. 1.5-inch drop. Yay, Sandra. This is really nice. Thank you, Sandra. You are going to like it. And thank you for this information about opalized. Kind of makes sense, right? That does it bind to opals? Is it just found very commonly where opals are? Because I see opals as like a water stone, as something that would like form from where the ocean has come out. And so I just kind of see them as going together. Why? I have no idea, but there you go. I have an interesting thought process. I should look that up one day. I mean, because opals come from desert areas, I do believe, and a lot of desert areas were oceans, right? I don't know. That's what I think. Okay. Let's move to what? Let's move to something more, you know, more basic, but I think still really, really fun, really pretty. It's just a thing. Let me go. This one, I can go ahead and put a starting bid in. It's almost really just like a quick claim. So let's do that. Muppets, I'm going to do it. So quick, if I can. Y'all, Sometimes I just can't do anything. I have $12. Okay, so it is just this, like, I'm going with 1960s. Could be late 50s. It is plastic. It is graduated in size. Cherry, almost like a brick red. Darker than my brick red lipstick, but just really sweet. And in between each one, and it is plastic, but it's, I love plastic. In between each one is an older dark orange seed bead. See that? And these are not light. These plastic pieces, they are not hollow. They are very solid, and they're cut in such a lovely way. And let me show you if I can. StreamYard always makes me, I always do everything backwards. It's almost like it has a AB coating. I do not see that it has AB coating. It's just that this is a shiny kind of in between brick and cherry red with so many cuts that it reflects the light. And on the bottom is this larger piece, medium and small. Here is the clasp. It is strung on thread. It is an older kind of lobster claw. This is the extender, so it looks like it extends about 3 inches. There is no, it's got the little drop bead that is beginning to oxidize itself. There is no maker. So let me show you. Pretty. So it comes just down to my collarbone. It's actually really pretty. It's just plastic, but look at all the light that catches it. Quick claim of $12. It's a good piece. You get a lot of attention wearing this. So how long is it? And then, but you have to love your plastics, right? And I'm addicted to plastics. So, some people are like only in for the real stones, and that's okay. It is 7¼ inches on each side. So 15 inches. So it's short, but it's got a 3-inch extender. Okay. Quick claim. And, I'm sure I'm going to go with 50s. And I'm saying that because of these glass beads in the center. And again, just look at the shine in there. And the color is unique. I like it. I like it. So, if you change your mind, y'all, let me know. Where did I put? Oh, here it is. Let me know. Okay. How's everyone doing? I'm happy it's Friday. So I know I keep saying that, but it's still true. It's been I got back from my homestead where I live in Mendocino to my dad's where I'm a caregiver for him Saturday night, and Sunday I rested, but every day this week has been an appointment, a sale, an appointment, an appointment, a sale, an appointment, an appointment, and even tomorrow night a sale. So it's been and then just all the little household things and other things I have to track for my dad. It's been busy, y'all. It's been busy. So let's do these. So How has everyone else's week been? Less frantic than mine? No taking the dog to the vet and spending, over $1,000 on tests to find out what's going on. No, annual wellness checkup things you have to run around and do. No, like taking care of another person, along with yourself. I don't know. These are who are these made by? Patent. Get out of here. That's a whole bunch of numbers. Maybe the other one says they're clip-on earrings. Maybe the other one actually says who it is as opposed to just patent. What? Maybe it's okay. I'll show you what I see. See if you can see it. It's so hard to do this. Okay, I see a PAT, and then there's a bunch of numbers. Like as if they're trying to say patent pending. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's PAI and then a bunch of numbers. Maybe. There's something jingling in the back of my head about a maker, PAI, but I'm not sure if that's true or if I'm making it up. And then it just, or PAL, I don't know. So they're clip-on. They're very lightweight and they're beautiful. Definitely. I'm going with end of the arts and crafts movement. They're copper, brass, and silver tone. I don't know if it's real silver or not. No idea. And the way that they are worn when they're clipped on, they are at an angle like this. Yeah, aren't these cool? I am selling tomorrow night Muppets with Karen, who's here. Karen Chase and Trisha. Yes, I am. Look at that. Isn't that neat? And those are raised squares. And then the brass is cut in and the copper is raised. These are something, and then here's the back with the indented spaces for this. Isn't that cool? I don't know. I wish there was more than this patent pending. No, I did not take photos. I really wish I would have. Let me, Muppets, these can start at 19. No, Muppets at Earthbound, almost got it right. Trisha's channel, Sandy and Otto. She's a reseller who pounds out a lot of stuff in the mornings and then does a couple live sales during the week with other sailors. We're all sailing along on our boat. Sellers. And on Friday night, she has a picture, tells a story, which is always really informative historically because we dive into the pictures and it's a good time. And then Saturdays, she brings other sellers on and does like the more high-end kind of collectibles. Yeah, there you go. So this is a starting bid of 19, and I do really wish I knew who the maker was. These are quite old, and they're just freaking fabulous concept. I hope they got their pendant. They're 1 1/4 inches wide, and I'm pretty positive that's real sterling. These deserve to go to someone who is a serious collector, and I'm quite sure if they don't sell today, I'm going to do a little more research, and these are probably going to come back at 30 or 40 because it's copper, brass, and real silver. And it just screams the movement, and I just am enamored. So, okay, you were close. You did good. You did good. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all. Didn't I already bring? I brought that. I don't want to bring that yet. You all need to help me out. What are we looking for? I always just put a certain amount of stuff over here, and then, I try to get a sense of what to pull next based on what people are interested in. So again, if you want certain things, brooches, you want plastic, you want copper, you want bracelets, tell me, please. It makes my job a lot easier. I am I'm gonna bring this one and then this one because I think that one's more modern. Let's see. So this, I basically know enough about these to say that Muppets, these are going to start at $12 for the set. And I think they should go in a set. Okay, that's just me. Really kind of one for me is a give to you, and one is the price. But I think they go together. So, but who am I? Who am I? Maybe I'm just, whack. So there is no maker's name on this. This is very much a 1960s bangle. It's gold tone. And it's washed out. Let's move that. It's still washed out. Do you all see this as light pink or cream? There's a little bit of the light pink showing up right there. But what I see on my screen is like this beige cream color. I do not see pink. It's just a light blush pink. It's enamel over gold tone. your eyes aren't broken. It is. I have this issue a lot. I don't know why. There you go. There you go. Maybe it's because I hold it too close. It is a light blush pink on gold tone. Here's the inside. These are kind of midland, like, your housewife, maybe your secretary, kind of bracelet. And then the one that goes with it, again, see, this is that color pink. And it's more of a, what is the word? It's paint, but it's not painted. It's hard. I don't know the name, but it's not painted, but it's paint. It's colorized. It's baked. It's baked on paint. How's that? Kind of like baked on enamel. And it is pink also. It's darker pink than the other. It's pink on the inside. And I would say this is also probably the late 60s, possibly early 70s, but with this pastel pink speaks to me of the 60s. And here they are on, and I really wish the blush pink was coming through, but it doesn't want to. Now I have a small wrist and there's that much room. So I'm going to measure because it looks to me, yeah, I know the color. I don't know what to do about that. It happens all the time. And I have a ring light, and the ring light sometimes helps and sometimes blows it out. It's like, yeah, it's a thing. So it's 2 3/4 inches wide on the blush pink and gold tone baked enamel, and 2 3/4 inches on the baked on pink metal bangle. So I would do the set starting bid of 12. I'm glad you all are here with me. I need to take another sip. And if someone was really interested in one of them but didn't want the other, let me know. I felt like I put together a good lot, but now I'm feeling like maybe I need to dig more. Keep it brick. Mm. Mm. Keep it brick. Hold on. I've been military. No, I don't have. Oh, hold on. What is that? Okay. I've actually been collecting up a bunch of pins, like political and otherwise. And I just got some more. So the only thing I have, and it would need to be ironed, is the Grand Army of the Republic 1861 to 1886 veteran. It's this pin, Memorial Day USA. And I know that this is like World War II. Possibly World War I. It's definitely older. Here's the long pin back. That's the other way we know that it's either World War I or World War II. Memorial Day. Oh, excuse me. It's World War I. I just used my eyes better. 1910. And then it's fringed at the bottom, but this ribbon, because ribbons do this over time, has to be ironed flat again. There is no damage on this pin at all. No rust on the back. It's got this nice metal piece here that holds down the ribbon inside the pin. So I would be asking $15 for this. Keep it brick. Like I said, I've been hoarding these in a collection of political pins. This is the oldest one and the only one I have that's military related. And it is 110 years old. And I know someone who collected military items like this for a long time, specifically from World War II. So I have some idea of the value. It's a really gorgeous ribbon, actually. Look at that. The colors are like fresh. Let's see if you can see. That. Okay. Yeah, I don't have that kind of pin back like the actual insignias that would go on uniforms. No, I don't have anything like that. This was the closest I had. But that was fun to show. And if anyone else is interested in it for 15 starting bid, let me know. But you don't have to put it up, Muppets, because I was just showing it because I got a request. And I wanted to honor the request because I could do that. Because I could do that in the moment. No problem. Keep it, Brick. Thank you. Thank you for asking. So I'm going to bring a brooch. Muppets, don't apologize. Maybe somebody in the chat would like it. I mean, it's actually pretty incredible piece. So maybe someone wants it. And if someone wants it, now they know the starting bid, and they can go ahead and put in 15 and claim it. It is neat. 110 years old and in perfect condition. I mean, someone wore that once as a veteran of, I'm assuming, World War I, but because it says 1861 to whatever, what was the war before World War I? And did we even go over there? I feel like no. But at any rate, it was for veterans. And it's obviously been kept, in a jewelry box or with all their other insignia for years. I got it at in my valley where my homestead is, at the Catholic Church's once a month barn sale in their little cabinet. So some old family up there had it and donated grandpa's old things, and when I saw that, I was like, the shame of it. I have to get that out of that case. Bid alert. Jameen. There you go. Honestly, I saw it sitting there and I was like, that's crazy. What is it doing in there? This is like history. Jameen. Hi, Jameen. How's it going? Thank you. Muppet. I'm going to get this back out of the button bag of these things. And if people want to see these like little political buttons and stuff I have, they're actually really cool. Hey, dandy. What's happening? And yeah, Jameen, you will have to just, I'd put a towel over this and use a cool iron and probably iron it from the backside because it's a really different ribbon. So I would use a cool iron with a towel in between. That would be my solid advice. And what does it say? 1861 to 1886. Veterans, Grand Army of the Republic. I mean, what a thing. And look how many stars there are on the flag. Man. See, I just had to grab it. Jameen. Fantastic. Oh, I did my crazy run to the post office Wednesday morning and right before the sale. Thank you, Jameen. I have your info. And Jameen. No, it wasn't you. Never mind. Military pin. Thank you so much, Jameen. I appreciate it. I want to see it when the ribbon is flat. Yes, I do. Let me, I'm going to put, and like I say, I have these other really interesting, like an old lighter and this interesting pins. So If someone is interested, let me know. I want to put this in a nice bag right away. Because it's just been floating around in that Ziploc bag for too long. Okay, there you go. Oh, it's storming. Yug. Yug. Yug, yug, yug. Okay. So what is that? There is stuff like this 1935 pin. This, I mean, it's a weird thing. I don't know. I'm trying to build a collection, so we'll get into it another time because it's I figure if I sell it in a lot, but go figure, someone came in and they asked. So I know I showed this before. I'm gonna do it again. The pin back does not go over. It seems fairly modern, but the subject matter is not. And so I'm gonna go with 60s or 70s. There's just something about the design. There is no maker. Now it is just very thin pressed, if you will, right? Very thin. Gold tone. Look at the front. Let me see. It's like, is it a waiter with, the towel over the arm? And then the uniform crisp pants with the different colored edging on the pants. I don't know. And it's little tiny shoes with black. It's gold. I mean, is it real gold? I don't see. Hold on. I'm just looking on the back. Sometimes this stuff is so small, it's like it's impossible. What does that look like? Yeah, I don't see a maker. I think it's really fun. It's like that big, probably about 2 inches. It's very lightweight. And we could start this. And that's funny, Dandy. I just did the same thing. So we both shipped her stuff today. This does not show up on my red shirt well at all. So I would start this at $10. And there you go. When I do that, you can really see that gold comes popping because it's very bright. It's not dull at all. Starting bid of $10. And I'm thinking 60s, 70s. And I'll tell you for sure, it's black with like a gold plate over just some kind of pot metal. Oh, and the little man, all he has is a tiny little nose. All he has is a tiny little nose. And then the shoes had black that's starting to wear off. Looks like over copper. And then that little hand, and the other hand is holding a towel. That's what I think. He's 2 inches tall. He's 2 inches tall. Him small but mighty. Small but mighty little dude. See his nose poking out? It's funny. Okay. We can pass on that. I do, like I say, I have things, but I don't know. I'm just pulling, and I can pull other stuff depending on what's happening. Thank you, Earthbound. Now, this piece, I. No narcissism here. I think it's older, but it also could be new. It is an oval bracelet instead of circular. I do not see anywhere where there's a maker or where it says that it's gold or even any of the above, which I find curious because it looks like it's gold. I have multiple bracelets in this kind of thing that look gold. And then look at the stones on this. They're white. They're all teeny tiny. White, and it's a dark blue. A dark blue, almost like sapphire. See there? A dark blue. Similar to the sapphire stones in this ring. A touch darker. Or, hold on. That. They're that color. Blue. On that bottom ring. And then the tiny little white ones. Now, considering that there's no maker stamped on it and no place where it says gold, I'm going to assume that these are rhinestones and not real stones. How old is it? I have no idea. I've had oval bracelets like this that are really early turn of the century, and then I've seen modern repops. So I can't date it. And because of that, I'm going to start this at 14. It goes on the same as a circular. Here it is on. It actually goes quite nicely with this older vintage gold tone, brilliant rhinestones, possibly real stones bracelet I have. And it is larger. So I'm going to give you the diameter. It's very thin, very sleek. And the stones, the blue stones and the white, are really shiny in the sun. They're just so tiny, but they do really sparkle. And so they might seriously be very tiny chips of like a sapphire and maybe cubic zirconia. I mean, they might be. I just don't have a stone tester. And I'm not in the sun, so I can't show you the sparkle. Well, there's a little. See, when I move it, you can just catch that sparkle. So I'm just going on the fact that it's not stamped, but it's made really well. Look how well it's put together. It's not cheaply made. So it's a mystery to me. I think it's gorgeous. So how wide is it? I think this would fit medium because of the oval shape. Yeah, this stands at 3 inches in the length diameter. And then from the stones down, 2.5. So this would fit a small medium at 14. I think it's really pretty. It's just tiny. Look at that. Tiny. Tiny but mighty. Tiny but mighty. And I mean, I can't even measure how thick that is because it's just thin. I wouldn't know what to call that. A 1/16 of an inch? An 1/8 of an inch? I don't know. I know that it's really pretty and I know that I really like it. And I think, in fact, I know this is the first time I've ever shown it. And I've had it over here waiting to be shown for, good Lord, 3 months? Why? I do not know. Okay, y'all. Help me. What does anyone want? How about I'm going to show this. I may have to dig into my boxes and just bring some of this stuff back another time. I love this one. I'm pretty sure these are real stones. Had it for a long time. I've just never got it, taken it to a jeweler to get it tested. And it's just a gold plate. I picked it up at a thrift store years ago for maybe $4. Okay. We're going to pass on that. I'm not bringing what you guys want, but I don't know what you want. And that's okay. So this, I'm pretty sure, where's the signature? I'm pretty sure this is either a listener or a Coro. So I'm looking for the maker. I'd be very surprised if it's no one. Maybe it's just made in, sorry, any non-jewelry. Well, Earthbound, I brought non-jewelry the last few times, and nobody was really interested in any of the stuff that that I brought. And so this time I was like, well, I don't know, but let me ask you this question. What would you be looking for, Earthbound? Or what do you think I should show? And that would help me. Okay, so here's the thing. Despite me feeling like this is a Coro piece, I can't find the maker. There is nothing on here. So we're just going to have to go with that. I don't know. I do know it's, well, if there's something in particular, I have some things behind me and I would be happy to show them. Good, Dandy. So this is a moon glow pink necklace. See the pale pink and the darker pink with pink enamel. So let's show you. It's articulated. Let's show you. There's the pink enamel. They're in here on the metal and over here on the leaf. There is some wear. And then these larger pieces are the plastic moon glow. It is a gorgeous piece. That enamel does have a little bit of wear, but overall it's spectacular. And I really can't believe it's not signed. Here's the back. It's just a silver tone. If it's a Coro or a listener with the enamel, it's towards the later years, like the 60s, when that, again, with those bracelets, they would go with the bracelets, right? Because it's that pink. It's articulated. And It's good joinings. Let's see if you can see it right there. They're good, but what I will say, I can see why this isn't a Coro. If you look at the back, the metal is plated over, and it's a little bit, it's lower quality than if it was a listener or a Coro. It's lower quality. It's still very nice though. Here's the long extender chain, really nicely done with the hook clasp, no maker. And here, look at that. That is a long extender. Here is the beautiful drop ball. None of this is plated in the way that the back of the necklace is. This is just a base metal. And I will give you a dimension, and I would start this. I like pink. I will start this at 16, which there's a lower quality metal on the back, but it's still a really nice moon glow piece. So I will start this at 16. Let me put it on my neck for you to get an idea, and then I'll give you a measurement. It's got a long, it's like 4-inch extender or something. So hold on. Moving. There you go. Yeah, right at the drop is right at my collarbone. Sexy. I'm not saying that I'm sexy. I'm saying that the necklace is. Let's just be clear. So I'm going to measure this without the chain extender and closure part. I'm just going to measure the moon glow first. The moon glow is 7, 9.5, just the moon glow part. And then this is so long. Hold on. There you go. 5 inches and 3 inches. So that's another 8 inches. 8 plus 7, 16 inches altogether. Muppets. Well, thank you, honey. Thank you. I don't feel that way. I mean, I don't think I'm ugly, but sexy, that was in my 20s and my teens. So thank you, Muppets. This is 17 inches altogether. 17 inches, and it's a really fantastic piece. This is a great price. You won't regret it. The moon glow always has, and they always do the smart thing with moon glow. They leave openings in the back to let that light shine through so that it creates that effect. Yep. There you go. Okay. So this would be a good time. Earthbound, I wish I knew what kind of things you would be asking me about. If I was, I've got all my stuff lined up for Trisha's sale back there, but I'm going to be pulling some pieces out and adding in some jewelry. So, but I don't know what people would want to see. I mean, back here, I have that kangaroo wallet and watch caddy. He's really freaking cool. If you're interested in him, let me know. I have the Bluebird Tanola platter and cup. It's gorgeous. I have that decanter, Amberina decanter, and the little tiny, not Amberina, amber, teeny tiny blown like liqueur glasses. Oh my God, they're incredible. Dolphins, whales, and eagle planters. Okay. And, for you. That's what today. And there's a little something in there for you. So maybe that could be for your birthday, but it wasn't meant to be for your birthday. So it wasn't meant to be for your birthday. So forget that. Scratch that. No, but I'll keep it in mind. I'll keep it in mind. So this gorgeous thing that I'm wearing, I bought from my buddy, Karen Chasing Vintage. I love it. I wear it. But I'm also open to selling it. And I still have more stuff over there, believe me. It is this incredible, it's green. It's like a teal green. What is it? I think Dandy. The blue, oh, well, it's available, Earthbound. It is gorgeous. I love them. That Bluebird. I don't see Tanola in the blue wave very often at all. And I love it. I love it. So the thing with me is I wear this stuff, but I'm busy, and I'm always picking up this and scrubbing out that and going shopping and jumping in and out of my car. And then when I'm at my homestead, it's just in the wild. And so when I wear something like this, it's very easily broken because I'm a little rough on things. If I just got stuff on my hands and on my wrists, we're good. My ears, a small little necklace. But when I put beautiful things like this on, I tend to break it. This is incredible. This piece is incredible. I hope that Karen would not be mad at me. I don't think she would. It's a teal. It's not blue. Dandy. Okay. Well, that's a birthday. It's not the point about giving things to others. Earthbound. It's about us giving things to you. Dandy, if you're in here and paying attention, does natural light blow out your color? Because that's the only thing I can think of. I have, my ring lights, all these other lights, but I'm right by a huge window, as you can see. And so I feel like maybe that's why the color gets blown out. So it's a legitimate, curious question, because this is teal green. It is not blue. It is teal green. It is. Let's see if this does any good. And I wear it all the time, but every time, well, not all the time, but I wear it, once every couple of weeks. And I'm always worried when I have it on that I'm just going to go yank with my safety belt or something and break it off of me. So, Dandy, does natural light blow out the colors for you? I have this huge window with the sun coming in, and my color is always off, no matter how many ring lights and whatever I have. So is that a thing for you? Do you know? Help me. Help me. Because this is teal green and it's showing up as blue. Okay. On the side away from the light, you can kind of get the teal green. Whoop. See? It's a teal green. It's not blue. It is hand knotted in between each cut bead. My internet just went out. Okay. It is super long. Stop it, internet. See the knotting in between each piece? It's absolutely stunning. That's kind of an idea, but not really. I mean, it's teal green. Y'all just have to trust me on this. I don't know what to do. It could, yeah. Okay. So let me try this. Let me try this because it's so frustrating. See if that does any good. Nope. It's still showing as blue. It's green. Okay. So at any rate, I would start this at $23. And I think that's a very good deal. $23. Jason. Hi, Jason. Your live this morning was fantastic. I walked out of this morning show I watched just because it's on when I'm drinking my coffee and I'm just there. And she's a friend of mine, so I go, I support. Sometimes I buy. And I came out and I was like, Jason is live? What's happening? You just made my morning. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for coming in. Okay. I'm going to tell you how long this is. And I just am so bummed out that it's not showing you that it's teal green. I've done what I know how to do. I've closed the window. I've tried to do the magic trick with my hands. It is just showing up blue. So you have to trust me. It starts at 23, hand knotted in between each bead. God, it's so frustrating. And it is long, long, long. Look at that. Glass, really nice cut. No idea as to age. Let me try to give you a length of all of that. Let's see. And if nobody's interested today, that's okay because I do wear it. I'm just afraid I'm going to break it. It's 54 inches long, 27 inches on each side. That's why I wear it with like right here and then hanging down a little bit below the end of my tatas because it's long. It's like a flapper type necklace. Is it that old? I don't think so. But someone hand knotted each one of these gorgeous beads individually. There's no clasp. Someone took a long time for this gorgeous piece to be here and available to all of us. Ay. Think about it, y'all. Remember, anyone who's in here. Hi, Anna Mora. Hi. Welcome. I hope I wasn't ignoring you before. I don't remember seeing you coming in. I hope you're having a great evening and a good end of your week. So, remember, I don't do recaps. So, when it won't show the color. I'm going to move on though. When I bring something, once I put it down, it's up to you, the chat, to either rewatch, fast forward, or if you're watching this later, to send me an email and say, hey, did that piece sell? Because this is my Friday casual show and tell where I don't take all these, notes and get in a fluster and get filled with anxiety. I just like show you what I know and know that I'm 85% on the money, and then see what you tell me. And if you're interested. Okay. I'm going to show, oh gosh, I'm going to show this because why? Because I freaking love it. And I love it. This was actually, thank you. Thank you, Jason. Sweetheart. That man is a big huggy bear with just a soul of golden rainbows. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. So this is what I'm going to show you. This is a piece that has, a history for me that is filled with love. It's filled with love. And at the same time, it has a tinge of sorrow. And I need to pass it on now. It's time for me to pass it on. It is, oh, good for you, Muppets. You go for it, lady. So for the longest time, so where this came from is from a very good friend of mine. It was in her family. It was a family piece. Her family was very wealthy. So for the longest time, I thought that this had to be a real stone based on that. I no longer think that. And I mean, there's multiple reasons. Number one, it's huge. It's a huge, huge stone. So if it was real and she was giving it to me, she'd be giving away an awful lot of money, right? But number two, because it's so huge, and the findings, I think it's a really nice cut glass. Now, one thing I will say, I've learned a little bit about this. It is an older cut in a stone because it's got a lot of cuts and angles, but it's also very flat. So I was learning that, and I think I can apply it to this piece as well. I was learning that about like precious stones, like diamonds, because I've been researching this one earring I found that I'm quite sure is an older diamond. And it also had this very kind of, it comes to a point, but it's very flat in a lot of ways, the cut, right? There just wasn't like that really sharp, I don't know the right words. Now, Jason would know the right words. I don't know the right words. I'm learning. But this cut is just an older cut. Now, does that mean it's like so old that it's Victorian? Possibly. But the reason why I would say no, it's not Victorian, and is it even possibly, so old as, the turn of the century? Well, maybe. The only clue, because there's no maker or anything like that, is my brain, my own knowledge, my picking these pieces up and handling them and selling them for so long. The clasp does not go over the ring, howsoever. See, this piece is like a mystery. Howsoever, it is very sharp, comes to a point, and it looks as though it might have been cut down to a smaller point later on in its lifetime. They're generally not so sharp as to, I mean, this I could slice my hand open with it. So then that says to me, yes, it is turn of the century. Okay. So I'm just walking you through my thought process, and I'm not going to have a definitive conclusion because I'm not. The other thing is clearly, this is like a brass or a pot metal, but my fingers smell like the brassy smell when I take them away from it. So I'm going with like a brassy that probably had a little bit of electroplated gold covering on it that's slowly wearing off. It's huge. It's a mammoth pin. Look at that. So all of that said, I can't give you a date on this. It could be turn of the century. It could be the 50s. I don't know the answer. I suspect that it's older. And I'm going to start this piece out at $40. And I really am. And I really am. And, for me, the pieces that I bring, that's a lot. That's not insignificant. But there's a lot going on here. And there's a lot to be said for it. And let me put the starting bid in because Muppets had to go let her dog out. I remember I've been doing this a long time, but I don't always get everything right. And I did do research on this, and I did find some similar pieces that were much smaller and less ornate. And none of them had a date. All of them could say was vintage, vintage, vintage. So that wasn't helpful. So what I base this on, again, is my knowledge of stones and cutting and how it evolved over the years with diamonds. And because of the way this is so multifaceted, but then so flat with just this one small raised part in the back, it's just very flat. And then the very lovely leaf design with a pin that's so sharp. I really feel that it was filed down. I just have to go with that. It's got that age, and therefore it's worth that money. So often, unless it was a really well-known designer, the pieces back then did not have a maker. So it makes it hard for anyone, unless they're just super knowledgeable, like Jason. He would know, that it's worth that much. And it's heavy. Let me tell you, I see Noelle. Now, Noelle, you're definitely not in for $440. Noelle. But Noelle, you came in first before Carol, and I'm pretty sure your intention, and hello, Noelle, and hello, Carol, welcome, and thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Noelle, if your intention was to put in $40, then could you type it in again to let me know that you are in and you're before Carol? Because you might have just thought that I said $440 and you're like, what the heck? She's out of her mind. And you know what? I am kind of out of my mind, so that's okay. I try to keep it together. 90% of the time I'm successful. It is 3 inches long. Thank you. It is 3 inches long and 2¼ inches, almost, 2½ inches wide. 2½ inches wide. Now, well, listen, if I said $440, I would want you to question me, because then you would need to be asking, Lucinda, have you lost your mind? I'm not coming back. I'm not paying $440 for that. So it's all good. I did type it. Oh, God. See, this is why. This is why I don't touch the keys very often. Oh my God. Why I don't touch see the dollar sign is on the 4, so I didn't hold the shift down long enough. There. That's just preposterous. Thank you, Noelle. Thank you for trying to keep me intact and failing miserable because I just like. Thank you. Okay. So, Carol, thank you so much. If anyone is interested in this incredible, what I think is an incredible piece, besides Carol, you would need to come in at 41 or higher. And I'm going to go ahead and say fair warning. Now that I've got the price straightened out, it's like, what is wrong with me? And going to say last call. I love it too, Carol. And this has so much love and so much history for me in just the best kind of way, with a tinge of sorrow. And it's time for me to pass it on for someone else to love. Okay, I'm going to put it down and say sold to Carol. Thank you, Carol. I love it too, for $40, not $440. I got it together. I think. Let's all say a prayer for me. Oh my goodness. I'm really really happy, Carol, that you see the beauty in it the way that I have for the last, wow, like maybe 33 years. The person who gave it to me passed 33 years ago. So I'm so happy that you see it because it's lovely. Amber pen. Okay, and Carol, I have this in a box, an old box. The box she gave it to me in, but I'm going to put it in a better box when it gets sent to you. And Miss Carol, I do have your info, don't I? I'm pretty sure I do. And if I don't, or you don't remember, because I don't remember right this moment, except I think I do, just please send it to me again. Thank you. How about these little guys? Victorian jewelry or vintage jewelry sets. Well, I mean, that was potentially a Victorian piece, although it's very up in the air, right? I don't have any sets, Noelle. I don't have any sets currently. The one thing that you might be interested in along that vein, and thank you for asking because I encourage people to do so. Where did it go? I don't know if you were here, Noelle, on I don't know if you were here. When was it? Wednesday, just 2 days ago when I showed this. I think, again, I think, oh, this is the wrong box. Where to go? It's in the box. Where did I put it? Okay, this becomes a thing. Hold on, I'm looking for it. It will only take me a second. Everything is right here. So that makes life a lot easier. Ah, there you go. Okay. I think, Noelle, that, oh, thank you, Dandy. If you can send it to me, that would be great. And like I said, I very well may have it. I just in this moment can't remember. So, Noelle, I think this is very likely right towards the end of the Victorian era, okay? And I base that on the stones and the length. However, there's no maker's mark, and there's no way I can be 100% definitive about it. I'll show you what it is, and you can either say, thank you, Dandy. Takes a village with me. You can tell me it's on string or cording, right? Instead of metal or a chain. It is really, it's so long. That's a big part of what leans me towards that and the beads. What leans me towards Victorian is the length, because they used to wear their necklaces hanging back here and then down the dress with just tiny earrings. Here's the clasp. It's a much older basic clasp there. So you can see the string or the cording. Here are the beads. They're these really nice but not sharp, rounded cut. And so one of the things, again, that I learned about these beads and cuts is when the beads, when I did a dive into French jet, when the beads are cut in this kind of rounded way, when they get a tiny chip, the chip is always like a rounded ding instead of a big sharp slash, just based on the way they were made and the way they were cut. And I remember looking at these and finding one place on one bead out of all the multiple beads where there was one tiny ding, and it was indeed like that. So it's just these. They're not coated. They're just flat cut crystal. It's older crystal. There's no coating, with what was probably and potentially still is pure sterling silver, but it might just be coated. I don't have a tester. I just ordered that. And it is really beautiful, and it is super long. It is not modern. And I believe, see that? Look at that. I mean, this is longer than the teal green one I was showing by far. So, Noelle, if you are interested in this and you believe, like I do, that it's in the Victorian era, possibly at the latest 1910, then let me know and I'll tell you a price. It is, my God, all the way down to my hips. It is all the way down to my hips. Okay. I kind of figured it might not be, but it doesn't hurt to show it and to see what you're looking for. So you are looking for like what, jet and precious stones, Noelle, just so that I know in the future. Just curious. So if anyone else would be interested in this, I can give you the links, and I can tell you that I will start this at 30, which I think is a really good price for this. absolutely stunning. So let me tell you what it is doubled. And thanks again, Noelle. Thank you for asking and being bold enough to do that. And also for saying that that's not exactly what you're looking for. I don't have a problem with that. Because if people don't ask me and people don't tell me what they're looking for, then how do I know what to be on the lookout for, you know? So doubled, it's 14 inches. Let's do, which I don't know how to do the math. I don't know how to, I can't do that math. So let's start over. 14, 21, 28 times 2, 28 inches each side, 56 inches in total. 56 inches, y'all, of just deliciousness. Even if it's possible, I just can't imagine this being made in, I can't imagine this being made in the 50s or the 60s or the 70s because it's got that long Victorian dress length. So I'm going to stick to what I'm saying and say it's Victorian. So $30 if you're interested. Metal, glass. Okay. Okay, Noelle. So these glass beads would be something, but it's just not something. And you're looking for sets. And yeah, semi-precious and precious stones. I don't do a lot of those right now because I bring stones sometimes on usually more contemporary items because I'm learning stones. My background is in high-end costume. And so I don't want to be selling stones and putting out the money for that until I really know that I know what those stones are. I have sold some contemporary pieces where I say, here's this, I think it's in this family, or I think it's just died, and then I sell it like that because I don't know. And I don't want to mislead people. Contemporary costume is great, Noelle, and I've been picking a lot of it up. Yes, I have. Now these are freaking fantastic, and Muppets is back. Hi, Muppets. Muppets, did your dog like going outside? What do you have? Like a teeny tiny? Is that why you can just like let it dash out and come back? Because I have like a medium, and I can kind of do the same with him in the winter. He hates the rain. Hates the rain. So okay. These are epic. These are a unique style. They were a style. They were a style. Some people, get a little bit offended. I understand that. I just see it as a style. Oh, really? Bless her heart. I'm sorry about that. There is no maker. I don't know why someone's bugging me. Here's the back. Clip-on earrings. Copper. I was, when I sold on eBay, and even before that, I was just so into copper. Here's the front. The tribal, original, if you will, boho is what I call it. With the big headdress and the copper hoops for earrings. There is no maker. Very much the 30s, possibly into the early 50s, but I feel like this was a much bigger thing in the 30s and a little earlier when people were discovering Africa, if you will, when white people were discovering a continent and conquering it and hunting. Those are the negative things, right? But the positive thing about these is how incredibly beautiful they are. They are just, they're gorgeous. Let me show you the back. These would start at 20. And that's a really low price. These are a little collectible niche. These are even back when I was able to buy them from other resellers and other sources in the early 2000s, they were at their own little niche. Here it is, hammered in the back to make the front, and I never clean the patina. Now, one thing that I have shown these, I think I've shown these once before. One thing that is interesting to me in puzzling is this more modern clip and the fact that it's silver and not copper. So it's possible, because these are so collectible, it's possible, but I don't know that for sure, that these were replaced because the old ones broke, because they're just in that niche. But it doesn't take away anything from this. And they are probably an inch. Probably an inch. Thank you, Muppets. I'm sorry your dog is so afraid of everything. That makes me really sad. Yeah, they're an inch. And they have a little bit of tarnishing, but I don't clean earrings. They're an inch long and almost an inch wide on the headdress, if you will, and a half an inch on the face. Yep. And these need to go to the right buyer, but they are very unique and a lot of fun. And the other thing you can do with these is wear them as I know, Muppets, I totally understand that sentiment, is wear them as collar clips, sweater clips. There you go. Boom. Just like that. Really nice. Has to be the right buyer, though. Okay. I'm going to show about 5 more items and see what happens. What are you guys having for dinner? I am going to have some Indian lentils, maybe a little salad, and maybe, if I feel like it, some cooked tofu. Muppets. You're having coffee? Okay. So this and this. How about this? I haven't shown this. What is in here? Ooh, this is a whole bunch of stuff going on. I just grabbed. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Never had tofu? Well, let me tell you about tofu. It has no taste. It has no taste. It is soybean. It is literally soy milk, curdled and sometimes very fermented and just put aside in water, similar to how cheese is made, right? Cheese is like beaten and then put in squares and a little bit cooked and then set aside to chill out in water and become cheese. Well, that's what tofu is, except it has no taste. So when you cook it, you add the sauces and then that becomes the taste to the meal. But it's protein, just like soy milk. And so around the world, it's a really great alternative source if you can't handle a lot of meat. But it is a whole thing. And it cooks, it can brown or it can boil or it can whatever in like 5 minutes. So you like chili sauce, you like pineapple sauce, you like barbecue, you put it on your tofu. You want to add a little bit of raw tofu over top of a like 10 ingredient salad. It's all good because it doesn't have a taste. Okay. And I'm just trying to only eat fish and eggs and no other kind of meat because my body feels better. So this is a really pretty, like dichroic glass, kind of in this faceted cut, although you can't feel it. It's more inside. It's not on the outside. You don't feel it. It's smooth on the outside. And it's got like gold, brown, and cream in the green colors. It's a pendant, obviously. And I do have cord, black or gold. And I do have those inexpensive sterling silver chains, or one other chain that I just got that actually could work with it for an additional price. Here's the back. It's got bubbles in it. It's just a really nice little piece. It's got that fritz. See the fritz? Kind of reminds me of the universe spinning around and around, or a whirlpool. It's really pretty. Question in chat. Did the $20? Oh, Noelle. No, it didn't. And I was really surprised because I generally, my copper stuff goes. So, Muppets. Thank you for keeping me grounded. Muppets. Hello, Lucinda. Hello. Oh my God. Hello. Wake up. Noelle, if you would like it, it is sold to you for $28. Miss Muppets, can you count that down for Noelle, please? Noelle, I love it. I mean, it's my jam. $28. And I will show it to you, even though I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I just, where is it? Oh, I know one thing, Noelle. Hold on. Where'd it go? I know it's down here. Here it is. I just want to make sure, even though I know it's the only one I showed. And I appreciate it very much, Noelle. And I'll show you this one other thing and see if you're interested. Hold on. Good Lord. I think I tied that bag like a bank vault or something. Noelle, you're speaking of this gorgeous piece, yes? Just confirm. I know you are. There's nothing else I brought like this, but, better to ask now and get it right. Yep. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And this goes to Noelle. And Noelle, did you see this older turn of the century celluloid rose carnelian filigreed piece? Let me know, and let me know if you're interested in it. It's a much older, it's the 20s. It's the 20s. So it's not strictly Victorian because, it's the Gilded Age, right? But how much was that? 30. It was 30, Noelle. So this piece is, and I can, 30. Okay. Noelle, I adore you. I have watched you in the chats for so long at sales, and when you want something, you know what it is, and you make a bid, and you're not shy about asking for people to show it again, and that's it. And I just adore that. There you go. Good for you. I love this piece. I love this piece. And thank you, Noelle. Celluloid brooch. Noelle, I have your info. You bought from me a while ago, but I think you were one of my first buyers, and I'm pretty sure I have your info. I'm pretty sure I do, Noelle. Hold on. Let me just look. My face is going to disappear for a minute. Sorry, y'all. I don't know how to do that in a for all I know, you're still seeing me. No, I don't have Noelle's information. I was thinking of someone else. I'm surprised about that. I thought I did. Okay. I'm back. So, Noelle, could you send me an email with all the particular information over here at this email, please? I don't have your info. I thought I did. Nothing changed. But I don't have your info, which I really thought I did. But in doing a quick scan of my list, I don't see it. So this piece without a necklace, and I think because of the brown and the gold fritz in that green, I think it could be pretty on this copper plate. This copper, is it plated? No, this is 100% copper braided chain. It's actually really nice. So this, I'm going to start at $14. $14, and it's a really nice piece. It's probably about 2 inches by 2 inches. And I think I said 14. Yeah. So, ooh, look at that with the light coming through. If I added, and this is a short chain, this is a pretty short chain, like, yeah, that's not right, because this is almost choker, even though it's copper. That wouldn't be right. So this is 14, and if you wanted a modern, cheaper but decent sterling silver chain, it would be an additional $10. And on top of that, hold on. If I did all of that, I would also have to put in, I'd have to get a clamp, triangle, round oval, like triangular closure that goes in here. So it would be an additional $12 to put all that together. And that way you could wear it. But you can do all of that yourself also. I just think it's really groovy. Kind of hypnotizing to finally close out this piece. And it's just, some artisan, but it really has, look at all the gold fritz. Someone did a decent job. They really did. Okay. Muppets. Oh, Muppets. I'm always so surprised when I look up and I'm like, what? Muppets. Okay. And I think that's what I paid for it. So I'm actually really happy. that you're interested in it, Muppets. So let's count it down for Miss Muppets. I did catch that in the chat much sooner than usual. My Lord. Now, Muppets, but is anything? Yep. Send to Nightmare because it's got that whole thing going on, right? I totally see that. Okay, Muppets, Bill, and then send gift alert. Send to Nightmare. Gift alert. Gift alert. You guys are lovely. You're always giving gifts. Now, where did my bag go for this? There it is. Like, what am I doing? There you go. Oh, it does. It does look like octopus tentacle. I see what you're saying. Oh, yep. There you go. but it's Muppets to Nightmare, not Earthbound, right? You guys don't confuse me. I'm old. Get easily confused. Don't confuse me. Don't confuse me. Okay. This room gets really hot. With the door shut. Okay. I'm going to show Trifari. The text messages, ever since the 100 days until the election of our new president, whomsoever that will be, I get probably 5 or 6 texts a day asking for money. And it really bums me out. It's like, I could put stop and quit, but they just figure out another way to keep asking me. And it's like, if I had money, don't you think I'd give it to you? And if I gave you $10, all of that is just going to go to administrative fees. If I give you $25, you might get $1 out of it. So, leave me alone. I'll do other things. I'll put a sign out. I'll make phone calls if you want. I'll educate voters, but I don't have money, you guys. Oh, thank you, Earthbound. Okay, this is Trifari. This is Trifari. I believe it to be a 60s or a 70s piece. Could be older, and I'm just, a big dodo. Here's it's very hard to see. I'm getting the loops like Steph has, and that she got Sandy to get, where it's lighted and it's really magnifies, so you can really, really see what I see, because you can't see this. That's just ridiculous. And I will say, the way in which this is on here and the way in which it has a tarnish leads me to believe that this is at the very least sterling plated. And then it has this extender. Again, that really nice 1950s style up into, the 1960s. But I My grandmother gave me a necklace like this that was actually 14 karat gold with these same kind of beads on the metal chain. And it was from the 50s. So, this could be more 50s, not 70s, but 50s, because it is in that style, like my grandmother gave me. Here are the metal beads, and they're very silver-esque, and it's hard to see, it's on a metal chain. It's Trifari, so of course there's no wear at all. It is heavy. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's see what it looks like on me. And I always love these. And the acorns. So without using the extender, it hits the very top right here of my collarbone. So I'm going to say it's probably a 16-inch. It's a really pretty Trifari piece. And I will start this at 24. It probably needs to go for more, but I got a good deal, so that's okay. I'm never going to charge you full price, and especially when I get a good price, I want to pass it on. Sometimes I pick up items like that green dichroic glass piece. It up and I ask for what I paid for because I just know that one of my friends will like it, and so I want to buy it, and I don't necessarily want to make money. I just want to bring it because I know you'll like it. I see Noelle in at 24 twice. I think that's probably YouTube acting weird. It's really nice. And is it real sterling? Maybe. I don't have a tester. I've never really gotten into that. I don't have a clue. And that's part of the fun of this is, okay, again. So we know, wait a minute, we missed a big clue. Sandra's coming at 25, no, at 26. We missed a big clue. This is indeed an older piece from the 50s because it has the hang tag. Let me get it just right. The hang tag of the T and the crown. So this is definitely from the early 50s, before they became, a little more modernized costume and or bought out and taken over by other people. This is, it's worth more than what I started it for. And that's okay, like I said. But I forgot about that. That's a telltale detail. That little swag tag. They stopped. I researched it a while back when I got this to refamiliarize myself with Trifari. And I think they stopped doing the hang tag in the 60s, possibly early 70s. But I'm thinking it was a little before that. It was like after they got their patent and they really wanted everyone to know this is Trifari. And so they put that special little thing on. So not in the late 40s, early 50s. That's my memory. Woo! You guys, I'm not even paying attention. Where's my popcorn? I don't pull things over and highlight them because I'm just, talking away and chatting about the necklace. But look at you guys. You're fantastic. So Noelle came in at 24. Sandra came back at 25. So Noelle went to 26. So Sandra went to 27. Noelle 28. Sandra 30. She took a big jump over there. Noelle 31. Sandra 32. I mean, you guys. 33, 34, 37. We jumped again. 38, because see, we forgot about the hang tag. You guys, I do that stuff. And, like I said, I sold that Hollycraft bracelet for $26 and it was worth $200 to $300. So stick with me. I make big mistakes. Ah, you guys get out of here. Sandra went to 40. Noelle 41. Sandra 45. Noelle 55. And Sandra 60. Noelle is at 65. You guys, are you punking me? Seriously. Oh my God. No, you guys. Seriously. I mean, I know it's worth something, but I've never asked for that much on my channel ever. You're going to make me cry. I have never, ever asked for that. And I want to, my God, can I be really clear that I have no idea if this is actually sterling silver, even though it's, I just know it's a beautiful older Trifari necklace, but with the original hang tag. But whoa. God bless you, Sandra and Noelle. That was just amazing. I didn't even tell you how long it was. I was still busy just yapping away, and you guys were just having a popcorn moment over there. God bless you. Wow. So there you go. Wow. Just take a pause and really appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting my small business. Thank you. Seriously, I bring stuff like this and I put out a starting bid, and usually all I get is a starting bid, no matter the quality or not. So that meant so much to me, and I just have to take a pause. Wow. It's beautiful. I love it too. I mean, this is something that I would wear all the time. Oh, Sandra, bless you. Noelle, bless you. It's a gorgeous piece. I mean, there's nothing that you're not going to like about it, and I'm just and I'm sure that's around what it's worth, but I had zero expectations of that. Okay. Oh, Dandy, don't apologize for being busy. You have a whole Noelle. You have a whole life going on. I mean, we all do. So don't apologize. You okay. I don't know how to follow that. I don't know how to follow that. Anything I bring now is going to be like disappointing. Good Lord. I had a couple things over there, but now I'm like, well, those just won't do. They are not worthy after that. Good Lord. Okay. So this is an outstanding, gorgeous, I don't know, 60s or 70s brooch, possibly 50s because of the dome rhinestones with the riveting. And of course, there's no maker, so that doesn't help me. What does, so 50s, no, it would have to be 60s or 70s. Why? Because the pin is all the way inset. right? Well, no, it pokes out just a little. But so then I'm just going to go like 60s, 60s. And it has that telltale gold tone burnishing. That's what I call the lines. It's kind of like a burnishing. I don't know the technical name. You see the rivets and the dome underneath, right? Here is the raised, like, I think people call that pave? I don't know. Like when it's raised in a dome. I mean, if it's just one, it's a cabochon. But when it's a grouping, like the stamen of the flower, do you call that a pave? I don't know. And then it's just this gorgeous, I mean, it reminds me of a maker. It it's got all the hallmarks of a really good maker. It's older. It has zero wear to the metal. It's like brand new. It's got these really nice raised stones. It's just your basic brooch. I'll give you a measurement. I think it's 60s. And I will say that this starts at 16. It's really pretty. It's a big piece. Noelle wants me to bring out all that. I don't have lots and lots of super old stuff. I mean, I do, but not necessarily like an old Trifari piece. I have lots of different things. So it's really, really pretty brooch, and it's substantial in the weight of the metal. I mean, it looks like a good maker because there's no wear. And so they didn't just do a flash job that's wearing off on the pot metal, which they did do in the Victorian and turn of the century. They did just flash, but they didn't have the technique down. So that's why so many pieces you see it wearing off. They then got the whole process down better later on. And then you have makers like this where it just never wears. And then that stamen center is really nice. So how big across? Gigi, 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 honey, I have just been thinking about you today, and I was thinking in my mind, I need to email or call Gigi because I haven't seen her in so long, and I'm worried about you. Just because I haven't seen you or heard from you, you haven't called me, and I got worried. Are you okay, sweetheart? Seriously, literally this morning, I was like, I need to call Gigi. I need to see what's going on. What is happening? Why isn't she around anywhere? I mean, anywhere. I've been really worried. So it's 2.5 inches wide. Starting bid of 16. And I mean, like I said, how can you follow the Trifari necklace? I don't know how to do that, you guys. It's still really nice. It's very good for what it is. It's all great. But it just, you know. Okay, good, Gigi. I'm going to try to call you sometime in the next 2 or 3 days and just, have a chat. See how it's going. See what's up. Because I got worried. I got worried. And the people who come to my chats, the people who are here, you are not just buying from me. You are people that come into my world. You become a part of my community. You become a part of my thought process. You become as a friend to me. And so when I don't see you around or I hear something, happening that's negative or uncomfortable with you, I get concerned and I think about you and I pray for you and I care. So How about this, Noelle? I have two. I literally was going to bring these other things. Now I'm putting them back. For now. Okay. So I brought this. I think I brought it Wednesday. Maybe it was last Wednesday and not this Wednesday. And I called it morning jewelry. I called it Victorian. I didn't have anyone who was interested at that time. And so then I started thinking, well, we call a lot of things Victorian morning jewelry. And I know there's the jet mineral stone. And I know a lot about that. Just like I did a deep dive on cameos and found out about the shell and the mineral, and that, it was originally primarily from a place in Africa. So I decided to go back and refresh. Good, I will, Gigi. I decided to go back and refresh my memory about Victorian morning black morning necklaces, etc., and what they were cut like and what it might look like, and jet versus yada yada. And I know jet is a mineral and it can often be flat, or there's a certain one that can be carved and it shines up, but it's a mineral, it's not glass. Okay, well, this is very shiny glass. So I did a dive on this, and I am pretty dang positive that it's French jet, which is glass, black glass. It was a inexpensive way that was developed in France first to be able to get people morning jewelry, because jet was very expensive because it had to, be mined in Africa and then all of that. So this very shiny black glass, I'm pretty sure is jet. So I'm pretty sure it's, and I'll show you the clasp. I'm pretty sure that it is, even though this term is thrown around a lot, a morning piece, a morning necklace. It is a little shorter, so it might be at the tail end of when, this was in fashion, say the 1910s to maybe almost as late as the 20s. It has black spacer beads in between each one. And the reason why I feel that it is French jet and that it is that old is because of this clasp. This clasp is very much older. Look how much it's raised. Look at the really nice prong setting on there. And it very much comes across to me, who doesn't have a stone tester, as covered in, a very inexpensive, like 8-carat or something gold. It has not worn off in all this time. It is strung on thread. Thank you, Noelle. This is what I do on Fridays. It is strung in thread, and it has that, see the thread? Where'd it go? Hold on. Which side? It is black thread, and it is on this simple little thing, this raised, and this is glass, and that really nice diamond shape. And then it opens like that. And, you know, no maker, no nothing. It almost looked like there was a mark there, but you know, there just really isn't. And it's the glass, and it's this. This is the most telling detail to me, the clasp. So what would I start this at? You know, these, unfortunately, and maybe it's just because there's a lot around, but they don't sell for a lot of money. They just don't. So I would start this at 25. And how long is it? It's pretty long. And you always have to remember that I'm telling you things with 85% of my brain knowing what it's talking about with research. But there's always a but. Because, you know, so it is right down to the beginning of my breastbone, or the end of the breastbone, if you want to call it your sternum, your breastbone, right? It is really pretty. And that's just my strong feeling about it. And it's very hard. If it didn't have this clasp, I wouldn't think that. If it didn't have this clasp, I would just think that it's cut glass. I would not think it was French jet. I would just say, well, that's cut glass beads. Those are really lovely. And, you know, start them at 16. But this clasp tells me a different story. And that's just how I do it. I'll give you a link, and then we can move on to a few more pieces. 7. It's 14 inches without the clasp, which is almost an inch. So it's 14-inch drop, 28 inches plus almost an inch with the clasp all the way around. So that's almost 29. And again, it has to be the right person, and you would have to trust my knowledge base. And, you know, if you have a different knowledge base ever, and you want to tell me that, you know, that's not right. Listen, you don't know what you're talking about. Actually, I collect these and blah, blah, blah. I will not be upset with you. I promise. I mean, if you say it in a really negative, mean way, I will get my feelings hurt. But if you are just educating me, please do. Please do. I have no problems with that, ladies. So, you guys. Oh Lordy. The copper earrings have not been, nobody's really very interested in those tonight. What about, look at GG. Earthbound. That's totally reasonable. I'm going to end in about 12 minutes. So please go take care of yourself. Whoa, look at that sun on my computer. That's awful. Please go take care of yourself and eat. We should always, always take care of ourselves, and we have to put our oxygen mask on first. So please go eat. Take care of yourself, okay? So these are going to start at $12. These are going to start at $12, Muppets. And we're going to be done, like I said, in about 12 to 15 minutes. So anyone who came in late, and I can see the sun on my computer, I turned it. If I don't do recaps, so if you came in late and you're just hanging out and lurking, thank you so much for being here. Please give me a thumbs up if you like. Please share my video out for people to watch later. That's all good. I appreciate it. Put a comment in. That helps my algorithm too. But if you just came in, I don't do recaps. Please do the ×2 wheel and go through and see if an item didn't sell. And if you're interested, put it in the chat. And then I'll bring it up before I leave. Because once I leave a sale, I give about 48 hours for people to claim. And after that, I bring it back at a higher price, a lower price, in a bundle. I keep it for a while, whatever. So that would be my recommendation. These are these really pretty, I don't know what kind of flowers. What are they, like peonies or cherry blossoms? I always do that on StreamYard. There you go. Oh, there you go. They're like this dark blush pink. Is that right? Yep. Dark blush pink, cloisonne, and cherry blossoms on black with the brown. Really simple, but really pretty. And guess what, y'all? I think these are probably from the 70s or 80s, maybe even the 90s. They're pierced. These because they have, well, I don't know if these were original, but they have the plastic backings on the pierced ears. That's definitely started in the 90s. However, are these original? I have no way of knowing. Like they are. So these are not super old, but I think they're super pretty and they're pierced. You know, I bring clip-ons, but we don't all wear them, but we don't wear them. So I thought these for $12 were just a pink color. It's really nice. It's very detailed for something so simple and so tiny. And they're just dainty. Uh-oh. It might be me, Muppets, because I moved my computer. And Noelle, thank you that you enjoy my mini history, because that's what I do on Fridays. I like pick something up and I start talking about it. And then when I'm done and I feel like I've discussed it and given you my best knowledge possible about the thing, I put out a bid. And that's just how I do it. And at some point, I'm going to have told everyone that comes here as much knowledge as I possibly can. And I'm not going to be able to have show and tell anymore. And that will be a bummer because I enjoy it. So they're about 1 inch around. And I just think they're really sweet. Is it better? Okay. So it's not me, Muppets, because mine does that a lot. Especially when I'm at my homestead, but it can do it up here as well. So these were a starting bid of 12. Just sweet little earrings. Okay. I'm going to, and again, like I say, I don't do recaps. So if you came in late and you're interested in something that, because you're going through this live from the beginning to now, just go through, put it down in the chat. Oh, yeah. When it storms up at my homestead, I mean, I can just suddenly lose the internet for, if it happens at night, they literally have to drive down into my valley and go up on a ridge somewhere and repair the whatever. And so I can lose it, until the next morning because they can't get there. That's the way I live. So I have a lot of lanterns. I have some recorded stuff. I have a gasoline generator. I want to get an electric one. And I have books, girl. Because, Gigi. I just put them on. Gigi, where'd they go, honey? They're there. Gigi, these would look so pretty on you. I think they would look pretty on anyone. They're just because they're not ostentatious, yet they speak, right? Oh, Noelle. See, Noelle, that's what I think. And I'm glad you believe me, because it's the clasp. I just have this feeling. And here's another thing I'm going to tell you, Noelle. If you ever buy something from me and you get it and you look at it and you're like, this is absolutely blank S. There's no way that is what she said. I mean, look at it. It's just, whatever. Then please get in touch with me. Okay. And say, look, I really, after having it in my hands, I don't believe that it's whatever, can we reduce the price, or I just want to return it. And I'm open to that. Now, obviously, if you do that on every single item that I ever discuss, I'm going to have a problem, right? But if I make an honest mistake and you're not happy with it, then let me know. Okay? Let me know. Okay. So, Noelle, Muppets, can we please count down and I have to find that too. First, we can count down the earrings for Gigi, because Gigi is such a sweetheart, and she put in $12 for these. And I'm really happy that someone else saw how lovely these are. Thank you, Gigi. Now, Gigi, honey, you know that I hold boxes for 2 weeks. And this is the beginning of that new cycle. So I'm going to be holding this for 2 weeks in case you want to add to your box, honey. Okay. And then, yes, look at Muppets. She's just on it. And we're counting, I firmly believe, is French Jet for $25 for this fabulous thing. Good for you, Noelle. Well, yeah, I thought it was a really good price, but I also see stuff that's common, but I also see so many people. So here's a problem. This is a thing, and then I'll show a couple items and we'll close. So when you research items, and when you're doing that, and then you get onto eBay, you've got a bazillion people who saw one thing that was the right thing, and now they all think that their stuff is also that Trifari, right? And so they all just say, well, this is all Trifari. This is all French jet. But it's not. And so you start getting these really low prices, you have this misinformation. And so part of what I do when I research is to not just pick out that one thing on eBay and say, oh, well, that's what it is. I do a much deeper dive and really look at the details. And that's why I discuss it with you guys here, because it's so easy to just say on eBay behind a screen with just a username, oh, that's French Jet. Oh, this is Trifari and it's just missing its hang tag. Or look at this. This is, a Coro and it's from the 30s. Or, and you're just making stuff up. You're just, And so that's why I take my time and I really look at it, and I use a magnifying glass, and, and I talk to you guys about it, because I'm just, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. So I'm looking over here to see if there's anything. This is not Victorian though. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna bring, what am I gonna bring, y'all? I think I'm just gonna stick with what I had pulled because there's so much stuff over there and I don't know what to do with it. When I start looking over there, I get overwhelmed. I have a whole bunch of stuff over here. So let's just stay here. Let's just stay here. Okay. Copper earrings have not been doing anything for me, so I'm just not going to bother. How about this? Thank you, Gigi. How about this? I brought this a few times. Let's bring it again. Moon Glow Luster, so to speak. Gold plastic bangle. The way they did that was they put the colorization wave in and then put this silver paint on the back, and it makes it come across as a shiny luster moon glow bangle. I love plastic. I love my bangles. And this could be a 1980s. It could also be a 1970s or 1960s. And I don't have a way of dating that. All of that would be vintage. I prefer stuff that's younger than the 80s, though. But I don't have a good way of dating it because they did all the repops. So, $8. It's really fun. It's small. And that's the color it is. Is this golden yellow? That's showing up the correct color. $8. It's a small. So keep that in mind. And it can just be like a quick claim if someone wants it of $8. I love it. I mean, this is something, I think it's only the second time I brought it. Oh. Noel. See, Noel is like, I know what I want, and that's what I want. Yes, I actually have so much more sitting here and sitting at my house, and I'm always buying and sourcing. I have a couple people sourcing for me right now and several things coming in the mail. So I hear you. This is a newer, when I say newer, I mean like 60s or 70s copper clamper. Here's the hinge. See, it's a newer hinge than the 50s and 60s clampers. And I believe this is coated copper. However, I'm not 100% sure about that at all. It doesn't have any wear, but well, it has a tiny right here, but it may be copper coated. It's a clamper, and it's small once again because it fits me. And I would start this at 15. I like the shape of it is what I like. I like this, the waves. And see, it's not gold, it's copper. But Noelle, I will definitely keep that in mind. I like chunky. I like over the top. I like contemporary, and I'm slowly learning my contemporary and bringing more and more of it. I'll show you, you know what I'm going to do. So that started at 15. I just wanted to show Noelle. I'm going to put it away. I am going to actually close on these last two items. Chunk here. Okay. I am going to this room all of a sudden, because it's closed up, like the door is closed, and then I only have the exhaust fan on, because if I have it pulling in air, it's too loud. And so it's that time of day where it's really warm in here. So I just want to show you this over the top crazy contemporary necklace, Noelle. And then I'm going to show this one vintage ring, and then we'll close, just because Noelle is here and she's like, I want to see the crazy modern stuff. So I'm like, okay. And then, yeah, next Friday is good. And Noelle, also, just so you know, see, you can see the sheen on my face. So Noelle, I pretty much Wednesdays and Fridays do. Fridays is only vintage jewelry, with occasional little other things like carved dolphins, etc. Fed in. Wednesdays, I maybe bring like 6 household items, and the rest is jewelry. I am moving slowly but surely into a place of only doing jewelry. By 2025, I'm pretty positive that's all I will be doing, just so you know. So, Noelle, this is a fascinating contemporary piece, okay? And I love the colors. I had to pick it up. Check it out. All right. So this is clearly, it's all stone. I believe this is a type of jasper. This is rose quartz, the pink. And then these yellows, we went back and forth and around about this last week. It is a stone. It is not dyed. It is some lemon yellow. Each one has different striations. Look, see, there's like a little bit of bumps. It's very heavy. See the white in that one? Each one has different coloring like that. Some are denser than the others. And I have no idea what, see, look at this. It's an original stone. See the outside of that one? I have no idea what this yellow is. This yellow has like this red with clear going on. No, it's not dyed. I really don't think it's dyed, because look at the, look through to the inside. I thought it was dyed at first, but all the way to the inside is like, see the red from the light, the reddish yellow? I see that. I don't know what it is. I really don't. And then the bottom, it's and it's long. There is no clasp. I suspect it had a swing tag on it. At the bottom is these 4 pieces of, well, there's more than that. See the turquoise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6, 7 pieces of turquoise. And then these metal things. Don't ask me why that's there. I don't know anything about this. I will start this at 17. No, 18. It has to be 18. 18. So that I make a few dollars on it. 18. Honest to God, I mean, this is, see this? It's like crystal. I don't know. I mean, when I first picked it up, I thought, oh, this is yellow dyed. For sure, it has to be dyed, right? But the more that I look at it, there's all this natural color still on it. So if it was dyed, wouldn't all of that be dyed as well? Weird, right? I don't have, Noelle, I don't have a clue. And then all this beautiful jasper, I think that's jasper. And the rose quartz, the pink, and the turquoise. But it's heavy, Noelle, like heavy. And I want to know, Noelle, I see you in at 18, 17, 18. Noelle, I want to know if you figure out, like, see this one, it's almost like opalescent red shining in there when the light hits it just right. I want to know what it is, like some kind of a calcite, a mineral, a crystal. I don't know. We can go ahead and count this down for Noelle. It is fascinating to me. And I see there's that red in there, like the opal, the opalized ammonite. I want to know what this stone is. So when you figure it out, please send me an email and let me know, because I see in there's a tinier rose. I mean, this is inexpensive just for this jasper and the pink rose quartz, let alone whatever this yellow is. Don't have a clue, but you're talking about big and chunky and, you know, wild and colorful. Here you are. If my neck, I have chronic neck pain. If I did not, I would rock this, because it's just so like, bam, here I am, a white t-shirt. This, you're good to go. You don't need earrings. Thank you, Noelle. Let me know if you do research. Let me know what the heck it is. I want to know. Inquiring minds, I want to know. See, so that's the thing. While I'm learning what things are, you all potentially get to really benefit, because I don't know what I'm selling. I don't know what I have. I love that thing. The colors are just like, I don't know. Thank you, Noelle. And I think I made like, I don't know, $4 on that, because it's just one of those things where I didn't know that it would sell for higher, and I don't know what the Yellowstones are. So I was like, well, I'm good to pick it up because it's got this great colors, but I can't ask, you know, a lot because I don't know enough about it. Okay. So this is the last thing I'm bringing tonight. It's a little over 3 hours, and I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. Thank you, Noelle. You've been a really great shopper tonight. So I bought this from another reseller, and it has been worn. I would say, I think it's from anywhere from the 60s to the 80s, when ladybugs were really popular. It does not have, it's a ring. Hold on, I'm getting there, y'all. It does not appear to have a maker. The back gold color plating is worn off because it was well worn and well loved, but that doesn't, you know, I can tell you what size it is in a minute. And it is this baked enamel. It is big and chunky. It is super raised. Look at that. I have got to fix these things on my computer. It is, hold on, a butterfly. It's enamel. The daisies with these other blue and orange and white flowers with one rhinestone and this ladybug. Let me take it off of here and bring it closer. Look at that. I'm going to get my nails redone tomorrow. It is time. My mother-in-law loved ladybugs. She would have loved this ring. It is a smaller size, and I am going to ask $16 for this. It is, look at the blue and the butterfly. Let me see. So on this, hold on. Let me just be clear about something. Wait a minute. Let me be clear. So there's the one rhinestone by the ladybug. Okay, that's a yellow rhinestone. I was just checking if the stone was missing. No, and then there's two yellow rhinestones. Okay, whew, for a minute there I thought, my God, there's stones missing. What am I doing selling this thing? How terrible of me. But no, the other little stone, so by the ladybug is white. And then that right there is a yellow. And by the butterfly is a yellow. It's not missing. What size is it? One would like to know, which is a completely reasonable thing. United States size is, that's what I thought, 7.5. And look how much it's raised. I mean, it pops up on the finger. So it would, on me, it would fit this finger, my ring finger. That's my 7.5. And like I say, the back is worn because this was well loved. It's a beautiful baked enamel piece. By who? No idea. I didn't do any research. I just got it in the mail the other day and I was like, that's really cool. And I threw it in for the sale, but I haven't researched it and I need to. No one's going to buy it tonight, so I'm going to research it and then I'll bring it back next time and I'll know who made it. Okay. Well, listen, everyone. I will take Noelle's request to heart about bigger, chunkier, and a little bit more contemporary. And of course, I always want Victorian. You know, I mean, I love Victorian. I have, so I will take that to heart. I appreciate everyone. Yeah, Noelle. So, so let me know what it is when you find out. Thank you, Muppets. As usual, Muppets, you are one of my angels. Yep. Thank you, Gigi, for coming in. I'm going to give you a call in the next few days. And thank you, Sandra, so much. Thank you, everyone who bid. Thank you, everyone who bought. And thank you to everyone who just joined me on my casual show and tell Fridays and hung out and had a good time, because that's what this is all about. I caregive my 87-year-old father, and I've been living here. My mom died 2 years ago, and I've been living in this house for about 3 years straight, and just putting my life on hold. So this is my life. This time with us is my life, and it means everything to me. So thank you. Thank you. And Tomorrow night, Miss Karen Chase in Vintage and I are on with Trisha. If you want household vintage, I'm bringing it. Karen's bringing it. Trisha's bringing it. The link was dropped earlier. It's Sandy and Otto. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where I'm going to be tomorrow. Oh, Muppets. Bless you. Thank you for saying that. Good night, everyone.